Hi YouTube, this is VidHead85 and I want to talk a little bit about the California bill to illegalize or something ex-gay therapy for I'm hoping that it's for children and teens because of the fact that a lot of teens are forced into ex-gay therapy in order to please their families. Now the problem is, this is the problem. The fact that so many kids are forced into this so-called ex-gay therapy, but another problem is that, the spiritual abuse aspect of it is the big part, the big bulk of it that I really hate, because of the fact that you're saying that your spiritual beliefs are to be superimposed on someone else. Now, a lot of times, the right wing can throw it back the other way and say, hey, why are you pushing this on us? But however, the problem is we're not fighting to limit their rights, and they're fighting to limit ours. So anyway, the reason why I think that this is a good bill is because I'm sick and tired of hearing about kids being forced by their families into this kind of therapy that's abusive, that tells you that you can't be who you are, that if you are artsy, if you are into the arts, that you have to man up. Now there's a difference between like man up and being just a complete ass. Unfortunately, masculinity has a lot of assholishness to it, and that's a problem if you ask me, because real men, first of all, being a real man doesn't mean that you've grown up and that you have hair on your schmeckle or your chest. People say, oh yeah, put some hair on your chest. Yeah, I know some people who don't have hair on their chest and they're more of a man than anybody else will be. Okay, one, drag queens. A lot of them hate hair on their chests or wherever, but they have the testicular fortitude to be able to go out, perform, and being a drag queen, that is expensive. And then they got to tuck and use duct tape or in their Australia, that takes a lot of courage if you ask me. But not only just that, but it's also the fact that they express their masculinity in a way that's quite different from the traditional norms. And that's where the whole ex-gay therapy really gets it wrong, because many people express their masculinity in a different way, in a way that is atypical. And if I were to play the piano, because I love music, and if I were to be able to learn, and I can learn, I would want to do that. I would love to play the piano and just sit there and just play, classical, whatever I can play, because of the simple fact that I love music and music is really nice for me. And stuff like that. I may not, if I were to go into an ex-gay camp, I may not be able to listen to Enya or iPod or any kind of music that would, or like dance music. I'm gonna friend Josh Weimer so I could like tag him in this video, because he loves dance music, and dance music is something that really hits him to the core, and it makes him want to celebrate and dance, and I love that. I like to go out and even find mixes of tapes or of songs that I really like, because I like to dance to them, and it's great. But the problem with the whole ex-gay therapy is it forces you to scrutinize every single line of what you like, every single line of your interest, and it has you to the point where you can't enjoy yourself, you can't be yourself, you hate yourself, and that's the worst thing that anybody can push onto you, is a self-hatred that is destructive. A lot of people believe that homosexuality is destructive, but the problem is not homosexuality, it is the homophobia that is the backlash to it. Iowa, with the whole 2010, the House Joint Resolution 6 there, and then the subsequent election, Liz Thomas. I was so glad that they were able to keep a Democratic majority, but 2012 is going to prove a hard fight, I believe, because so many people are going to try to use the marriage as a wedge issue. And even though the House passed House Joint Resolution 6, but Mike Gronstal, God bless him, did not allow it to come for a vote. So the earliest that it could go for a vote, if it is passed in the next two subsequent houses, would be 2016. So I'm hoping that the Democrats hold a nice majority in the Senate and Mike Gronstal stays as Speaker. But this ties a bit into that homophobia and the things that push people into these ex-gay camps. The problem isn't, the problem I see is more that it instills a self-hatred in you, but also makes heterosexuality out to be a god of some sort. Just because people are heterosexual does not mean they're not going to have issues and problems. It seems like, oh, if I'm heterosexual, everything will be better. No, you'll still be having the same issues, the same problems, because you're the same person that went in there. Now, yes, people can change, but as far as I'm concerned, anybody can, and what I mean by that is anybody can abstain from sexual activity, but that doesn't change your sexual orientation. It will not change who you are attracted to. Just because you withdraw from having sex with women doesn't mean that all of a sudden you're going to get on your knees and suck on a lollipop. So, when marriage passed here, I didn't see, a bunch of straight men all of a sudden don rainbows and start dancing to disco. That just wasn't what, hey, some straight guys may love disco. Hell, it's whatever. But that's the whole thing, is that if you don't like snatch, if you don't like lollipops, you're not going to go for what you don't like. It's like saying, tempt me something with what I don't like. Well, it's not temptation if it's what you don't like. So anyway, rate, comment, subscribe. I'm really glad about this California bill, because I hate hearing about kids who have been forced into these ex-gay therapies, and some of them killing themselves, some of them harming themselves so much, and just really doing so much harm to themselves because of the psychological damage that is being done to them, as well as the spiritual damage that is being done to them. Thank you very much, YouTube. Rate, comment, subscribe. Please let me know if there are any ex-gay survivors out there. Please tell your stories. I know it's really difficult. It has to be. But when you tell your story, you take the power back. You take all the power back, and you let them know that they can't harm you anymore, because I'm taking control of my youth. Thank you very much, YouTube, and you have a great day.